speaking to the choir right now, because I'll tell you what, man, my wife's been a great supporter. She's with me now, as you see, and you know.
But they don't see.
Yeah, they don't see, but she's right here, you know. Anyway, but y'all don't see it now, but y'all see it later. Anyway,
just kidding.
But no, you know, just traveling up to Atlanta to have this meeting with you and sit down with you, it was great to have my wife support me and be there with me. And you know, you may not know, but like coming up here, I was having issues with my eye, and it was just tearing up for some reason. I'm like, why is this happening? And she's like, baby, nothing gonna deter you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you know, thanks, boo, you know. So that kind of gave me that
extra push that you need. Yeah,
you know, exactly. So
and like I said, I don't think there's anything more gratifying than a person who you care about saying, you did good, or you got what it takes.
Right.
So, and you can't give yourself that type of push. You can believe in yourself. You can say, okay, this is the dream I have, but you need other people around you. And when people play certain key roles in your life, it really gives you the extra things that you didn't even know you was missing. It's kind of like this, is that what I think is fabulous about Steve Jobs is that he introduced the iPad, right? Well, nobody thought that we needed the iPad until he introduced it, and by the time it was over, everybody was like, well, oh my God, this is the thing I've been missing in my whole life.
True.
I didn't even know I was iPad deficient until I seen the iPad. And I think it's the same thing that takes place in relationships, that you're like, I didn't even know I was deficient into this area until someone else brought these things to life for me to be able to see it.
True.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Now, without that inspiration, I want to ask you what other things inspire you? Because I mean, you're doing so much, just so many different places. Where you getting inspiration?
Man, I would say this is that we were talking on an elevator. We were coming up here. We were talking about it recently. My mom passing away. I would say my mom probably would be one of the biggest inspirations for me, and this is why. Because I felt like my mom embodied really what I believe to be able to walk into your purpose. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone as close to me in that proximity I've ever seen who I really felt like embodied the things they were created to do than my mom. And even in her passing, I think it really showed me the opportunity to understand this, is that I got to be able to maximize every moment. Because I can't determine when my day is going to come, but what I can determine is how much effort I'm going to put into it before that time gets here, and what impact that I'm going to be able to do with the time that I do have to control. As far as I know, I could walk out of here today and my life can be over.
Yeah, don't say that.
But I'm just using that as an example. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that I at least want to say, okay, well, there was things I did on the level in which I could do them in order to make those things happen. I think that's pretty much my number one motivation, is that, okay, if these things are what's inside of me, these things are downloaded, these are things that God put inside of me, I want to see those things to the muchest to fruition as which I can possibly create it with the time in which I have.
Well, what's next in your career, your philanthropic focus and whatnot? Because you know, like I said, you have so much that you're doing. What, you have anything unaccomplished that you really want to tackle?
Man, I think there's tons of things. You know, one of the things I'm getting into right now is that I'm going to be mentoring 64 youth at the Youth Detention Center here in Georgia. Which is something that's really big to me because we're talking about kids who are essentially, you know, for lack of better terms, are in jail. Who I felt like where we can be able to kind of point them in a different direction. There's some ministry things that we're doing, some things we're going to be launching up at the beginning of the year. But man, just really start to just kind of become better in the things in which I feel like I'm created to do, man. And just kind of really start to explore those things and really help to build those things out. I feel like my number one goal in everything is I just want to be able to inspire other people. Is that there'll be certain things I know realistically I'm not going to be able to achieve. But if I can be able to open the door for someone else to say, hey man, looking at you has offered me the opportunity to have to go after the things I'm created for, I think that makes life worthwhile.
And that's, I feel like that's my same goal as well. Just to inspire people to hey man, follow your dreams. Like, you know, I drove 6 hours from Tampa just to be here to sit down with you.
Dude, I think that's absolutely impressive.
And you know, I just want other people to know that hey, if you really want it, go out and get it. You know what I mean? And stay focused, and you'll actually accomplish it with hard work and, you know, God behind you. I feel like, you know, it's nothing that can stop you.
Absolutely.
I also, it's something I didn't have like written down, but like I wanted to ask you, what was your moment when you said, okay, man, things are starting to happen for you, or you starting to see doors open for you, God starting to open some things for you? Was there ever a moment where you was like, man, it's actually starting to happen for me? Did you ever had a moment like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have had moments like that, but
You was on a call with Obama the other day. I seen it on Facebook, man.
Yeah. So that's
on Beezy.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to call the president obese.
Anyway.
Either way, I don't think he's going to see this, so we should be good. But yeah, man, you know, I think that when certain people, I think that happened to me when certain people started to take the advice and things I give serious. And people would start to say, well, remember when you said this? Or I thought about what you said here, and I'm like, wow, people take me serious enough to actually apply it to their life.
Right.
I think those were kind of the waking up moments for me, and I think things continue to wake up for me every day. Like you said, a few years ago, I became involved into a lot of faith-based initiatives that the White House has. So when there's certain things that go on in the White House, sometimes I'm invited to go. Special conference call, things like that, to meet with the president. All cool things, man. Stuff that I never thought would happen in my lifetime. And so I think I'm just excited to see exactly what goes next. But one of the things that stuck out to me is that I like to follow T.D. Jakes and his teachings. And he said this in one of his sermons. I never forgot about this. I think this is very true. And you'll probably be able to relate to this as well. He said, success doesn't feel successful. Success feels stressful. Right? So everybody else around you sees you as a success, but when you're in it, you see it from a different standpoint. Because you're thinking, well, how am I going to be able to maintain this? Yeah. I got to be able to I got to go here. I got to drive 6 hours to make this happen. Where everybody else is saying, man, you doing it. Yeah. Well, you're like, well, I don't feel like I'm doing it.
Yeah, let's get that gas.
Yeah. So I think success does not feel successful. I think that it won't be until after those things are done that you'll be able to look back and see the impact that you made. Like, for example, I talked about my mom passing away. Last week was her service. Right. And, man, there were people, I'm going to say, my mom's service started at 11. There were people outside by 10 waiting to get into the church. Wow. The church was packed to capacity before the service started. There were people all the way in the back of the service. There were people who were standing outside who couldn't get in. My mom never knew she had that much of an impact on people. Never knew that the things that she was doing that was naturally her was making a difference. Every time I talked to my mom, she was talking to me about, well, I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I'm not sure if I'm getting through to the people, I'm not sure. Right. Success doesn't feel successful. Yeah, man. But so it's not until we take a step back and you see, well, look at all this. Look at what you've done. Look at that. Look at the things that were able to take place when you were doubting was really actually making a huge statement. I think the same thing takes place in life. So success doesn't feel successful. And I feel like if you feel a burden, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel these type of things, then you're probably on the road to success. That's probably what true success really feels like.
Man, that's very powerful, because I often go through that with my wife. You know, she finds me in vulnerable moments when I'm, down and I feel like I'm making that impact. I'm like, man, I'm not getting the views I want. I'm not getting the type of response I want.
Right, I understand that. Yeah, same thing happens to me, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's not one time that I ever speak a place and I don't ask my girlfriend this, is that, what do you think I could do better? Mm-hmm. After this interview, when I'm in the car, I'm gonna say, well, what do you think? How do you think that went? Like, what do you think could have been better? Well, I could have really said this what I was thinking about, and I'm not gonna think about it until we get in the car. So I think that happens to everybody. That happens to me every second. There's not one time that I ever walk away saying, that did not exactly go the way I pictured it in my head to go in. There was more things that I envisioned in my brain that I wanted to say that I did not say at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, where can people find you? Like, if they wanted to book you, if they just wanted to meet up with you, maybe sit and talk, or invite you to something that they're throwing or an event, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, I'm available to kind of go anywhere. But you can find me on Facebook. Let's say, for example, my name on Facebook is Silee, which is Silee Williams. I'm the only person whose name is gonna pop up is gonna be me. Right. But you can find me on Twitter at the same name, or you go to my website, which is SileeWilliams.com. And yeah, I mean, I would love to come to the events or being able to kind of link up with people who do different things. But
thank you so much for your time, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Like I said, you said so much that inspired me. You make me want to run through a wall now, to tell the truth. Man. But I know it's a lot of people that can benefit from the things that you said and some of the walk, not some of the walk, but the walk that you've taken with your life. And me especially, now you might not, know that there are people like myself that are watching from afar. Facebook has allowed me to be able to still hone in and, like, with your quotes and your posts and things like that, I pay major attention to them. I retweet them, I repost them, because it really helps me out. Because, like you said, when you talk about your mother, you never know how many people you're affecting until maybe it's too late. Or maybe, you might get into a position where you might have an event where people just come out and see you, like, man, where y'all come from? Man. We came down here. And those are the same things I aspire to do. So, I mean, that's why I feel so pleased to be able to speak with you, and you taking the time out with me, man, because I know you got a lot of things on your plate. But viewers out there, like I said, if you need to check my brother Silee out, please go to SileeWilliams.com. Also, Facebook, you can type in Silee Williams, Silee Williams. Like you said, you're probably the only one. I doubt it. But anyway,
I think I'm it, man.
Anyway, you can type in some of the weirdest names. You probably get about 300-400 people with that same name.
That's true.
And my name Clarence, I didn't know it was 100 Clarences in Florida alone.
No, I'm sure it's more than 100 Clarences in the state of Florida.
Anyway,
but I'm almost certain that's only one Silee.
Well, we'll see. Well, when we do, we'll see. We're gonna go on Facebook.
Yeah, we're gonna check it out.
Anyway, we thank y'all for viewing, man. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in to Mail Translations. Your host Clarence Brown. Got my special guest Silee Williams. We'll see y'all again, man. Take it easy.